Good morning, Year 2. Today we're going to be doing some work on arrays. We're going to be using arrays to solve problems. Okay, so when we put pictures into rows and columns, now we learned about rows and columns in our computing for spreadsheets. When we put our pictures into rows that go across and columns, it makes it so much easier for us to calculate and do multiplication facts. So these are arrays. Okay, I've drawn some here. And it makes it easier. We could count every single circle there, or we could use our number facts to make it really quicker, and our multiplication statements. So for this one, instead of counting it in ones, 1, 2, 3, 4, I'm going to count in twos. So we've got two. I like to do rows first, but you can do columns if you like. So there's 2 rows with 2 in each row. Okay, so I say that there's 2, like last week when we did 2 equal groups with 2 in each group. So the multiplication is 2 times 2, and the answer for that is 4. So 2 times 2 equals 4. Okay, the next one, we don't need to count up in twos for this one. We don't need to count up in ones. We can count up in threes because there's 3 in each row. Okay, so there are 2 equal groups. 1, 2 equal groups with 3 in each row. So 2 equal groups with 3 in each row. Okay, 2 equal groups with 3 in each row. How many altogether? So 3, we did the threes last week, 3, 6. So the answer is 6. Okay, now I'm going to get you to have a look at the spreadsheet that we're doing today. Okay, so let me present it from the beginning. I'm going to secure it. Okay, so use arrays to solve multiplication problems. So what is an array? When pictures or objects are put into columns and rows, it is called an array. They can help us to count objects quickly. So here I've decided to put the planets on today. So we've got 3 rows with 5 in each row. Okay, so 3 rows with 5 in each row. So we can count this one up in 5s. Ready? 5. What's next? 10. What's next? That's it, 15. Now you can also say there are 5 equal groups with 3 in each group as well. So there's 2 multiplication statements. Do they give the same answer? Yes, they do. So if we were to count up in threes, it'd be 3, 6, 9, 12, and the last group of 3, 15. Okay. So here are some multiplication statements that are written for the array there with the dots. Now it can be 3 equal groups with 4 in each group, which gives you 12. So that's the rows, 3 equal rows with 4 in each one, which gives you 12. Or you can do 4 equal groups with 3 in each group there. Okay, and they both give you the same answer. What's that called when you can do the calculation in any order? Can you remember? It's the words beginning with K. Okay, so it's commutative. Okay, so multiplication is commutative, and I know that you know what that means. It means it can be done in any order. So let's have a look at these stars here. What could the multiplication statement be for that? Remember, we don't have to count each star. Let's see how many is in each row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we've got 5 in each row. How many rows do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So let's do the calculation. 5, lots of 5. 5, 10, 15, 20. That's it, 25. Right. Now, I want you to, I'm not going to answer this one. I want you to have a go. What are the 2 multiplication statements for this array? Okay, so look at the rows. How many rows are there? And how many in each row? Or you could do columns. How many columns are there? How many in each column? Type your 2 answers below or write it down. Okay, so for your do it, you're going to complete the multiplication statements for the arrays there. We've got strawberries there. So for there, they've done columns first. So we're going to do 5 columns with 3 in each one. How much does that come to? You know how to count up in 3s. Okay, and then can you do it the other way? There are 3 equal rows with 5 in each row. Can you work out what the answer could be for that one? Remember to pause the video if you need some time to write down. Now the next one, you could do rows first or you could do columns. So I like to do rows first. So we've got 2 rows, so 2 equal groups with how many in each group? 1, 2, 3. Okay. Or you could do 7 columns with how many in each row? 7. So we've got 1, 2 in each row, so 7 columns with 2 in each one. You know the 2 times table, so you could count up in 2s. Okay. And the next one, you're going to draw your array to go with the multiplication facts here. And can you do the other multiplication statement as well? So you could do 5 rows with 4 in each row. You can draw anything. You could draw stars if you wanted to, or just circles. Okay. Right, so we've got Timmy here, and I know you like Timmy's mistakes. Timmy's made a mistake. Timmy thinks that the array shows 4 add 2 equals 8. Why is he wrong? It's a spelling mistake there as well. And Timmy thinks that the array shows 4 add 2 equals 8. Why is he wrong? What does that array show? Okay, so this one, on your slides, you can actually, oh, it doesn't let me do it. I thought it might. Okay, for this one then, I did try and set it up as a drag and drop. So if you're not on present mode, like here, here, so if you go into the editing mode, you can actually move these circles to where they need to be. So you need to move them to make an array. So where could they be moved? Have a think. Okay, so you need to move only 2 counters to make an array. And then after, I'd like you to write what multiplication statements it makes. If that's tricky, you could just draw on paper. You could just draw the array that it will make. You don't have to draw the original, but you could draw what array it will make, and then the multiplication statements. And then again here on the deepen it here, can you move 2 counters to make an array? And what would the array be? What would the multiplication statements for the array be? And again with the green one here, what 2 could you move? And what would the multiplication statements be? Now, I'm happy for you to draw them and then take a photograph and send them in. Or if you are dragging and dropping, just make sure it's on the editing part, and then you can move them wherever they need to go. Okay, so that will be it for today. If you would like some further practice at arrays and making some up of your own, you just click the link there and then you can have a go at making some of your own. Okay, but that is optional. And equally, if you want to practice any of your counting up in 3s, 2s and 5s, that would be helpful too. So if you are thinking, what else can I do? Those skills are really important to keep practicing. Well, I hope you have a fabulous Monday. Watch out for a lesson from Mrs. Rees-Jones. She's going to be sending you some science to do. And I'll see you soon. Thanks, you too. Bye.